Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So I told you last Saturday that it's going to be my last live stream for a while, but and I explained that it's going to be because of Ramadan, but I didn't tell you what Ramadan is. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Ramadan is, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what we do during Ramadan. So Ramadan's the ninth month of the Islamic calendar, and the way the Islamic calendar works is it works according to the lunar cycle, and that's why you'll have seen some uncertainty whether Ramadan started on the Tuesday or whether it started on the Wednesday. In Britain, with Muslims being a minority community, we still don't have the established setup to be able to sight the moon properly. We don't have the facilities, we don't have the people, we don't have the resources to sight the moon properly. So a lot of people do tend to still rely on foreign countries. Some rely on Saudi Arabia for the moon sightings, some rely on Morocco, some actually prefer local sighting, and that's okay. That's all amongst the differences that are acceptable within Islamic theology. No problem at all. So we can do that, no problem. So that's why some people would have started on a Tuesday, some people would have started on Wednesday, and for the same reason, some people will do Eid one day earlier. Some people will do Eid one day later. That's fine. We can accept that, and we can all move on. And the good thing about that is it gives us a bit of a scope for us to be able to have an extra Eid day. So if I want to, I can celebrate Eid on both days. So that's fine for me. So it works out all right. It works out in my favour because I'm normally in the group that does the Eid the day earlier. So I'll take that. But what we do during Ramadan is we're often waking up really early in the morning, so we can get our sehri, which is our morning meal. So that's normally at the moment it ranges between for some people they're finishing their fast at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, some a little bit later at 4 o'clock. But everyone agrees that the iftari or the time we break the fast is at the same time, and that's normally at sunset. So bang on at sunset, the Muslims will break their fast together, and they'll sit down and have a family meal. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you in this video what we do. I'll take you through our our morning meal, and I'll take you through our fasting day, and I'll take you through our iftari meal as well. So why do we fast? I mean, why do we fast? It's a commandment. It's one of the pillars of Islam. Islam is based on 5 pillars. So the Shahada, to bear testimony that there's one God and Muhammad was the Prophet of Allah. To fast 5 times, to pray 5 times a day, not fast 5 times a day. See, you can tell I'm tired. So to pray 5 times a day, to go to Hajj if one's able to, and that's to visit Mecca and do the pilgrimage, and to fast in the month of Ramadan. And the final one is to pray zakat. Zakat is paying 2.5% of our money over to charity. But the one that we're talking about is fasting. And fasting is that worship where we stop eating and drinking and refraining from any marital relations from the morning, from dawn all the way up to sunset. And not even, see, one of the questions I get asked quite a bit is, when you fast, aren't you allowed even water? And I say, not even water. There are always the reaction is, not even water. Yeah, not even water. We're not allowed to drink anything, nothing past our lips at all. So for people who are smokers, and it's going out of fashion, but they'll struggle as well this time of year. But it's not so bad. I mean, once you get into Ramadan, and once you get into the spirit of Ramadan, there's something that comes over you that just sort of takes you through it. I mean, I'm the type of person who, if I miss lunch, that I'll struggle by tea time. But when it comes to Ramadan, I just get through. I don't even realize. And I'm pottering about in my garden today at the moment, so I'm just out pottering about. We're gonna pick a few things for iftari meal as well. So we'll just pick a few lettuce leaves. And the way we're picking these lettuce leaves is we're just picking the ones off the outside edge. So we're just coming around and taking these nice big lettuce leaves off the edge. My wife's much better at picking these than I am. But there we go. So this is all going to be for our iftari meal. And our iftari meal today is going to be just after 8 o'clock. So just after, so I stopped eating at 4 o'clock this morning, and I'm not going to eat all the way till 8 o'clock this evening, and that's a long haul. So no eating, drinking, no medication, nothing like that, absolutely nothing. So staying away from all of that. So when you've not eaten all day, by the time it comes to the time of opening the fast, I'm not that hungry, so I hardly eat anything at iftari time. But at sehri time, in the morning meal, that's the time I eat. That's the time I really fill up. I mean, different people are different. Some people eat a lot at iftari time and can hardly eat in the morning, but I'll show you what I eat in the morning and what I eat at sehri time as well. So it's a small meal at iftari time, and it's a full-on meal for me at sehri. But I'll show you. You can join us for a day, and you can see what our lives are like during Ramadan. I mean, there's another thing. There's special prayers that we have in the evening. So extra long prayers that you'll see. So it's a strange one this year, because normally in Ramadan we have these extra long prayers that in 30 days the whole of the Quran is recited. So one part of the Quran is recited each day, and the aim is to complete that within the 30-day period for the Ramadan. But what's happening this year is, because of social distancing, even the mosques are operating at a semi full capacity, because people are they've got gaps between the rows, and they've got gaps between the people, so people aren't being able to mingle and mix and get that full feeling that I think that it's missing this year, and it's a bit sad, because I mean, this year would have been my son's 10 now, so it would have been one of the first years where I would have made sure that he was going to every prayer, at least the ones in the holidays. He's still on holidays from school at the moment, so I'd have made sure he'd have been to those. And it's a bit sad, because at the moment they've got a restriction on anyone under 12 is not allowed to go to the mosque, because they don't want to pass that risk. They don't want to take the risk of passing on diseases to anyone inadvertently. And it's the same thing in the evenings. It's the same thing with elders. So anyone who's at risk, they're not allowed to go to the mosque at the moment as well. So it's it's really sad. But I mean, needs must, and we understand why. But it's just not a nice thing to see. Makes it different. I mean, the restrictions are a lot more relaxed than they were last year. I mean, last year I led the prayers with my family in the house, but this year we'll see if the restrictions are a little bit looser. So let's see. Hopefully this year we'll have a bit more of a free way of celebrating this year. Hopefully we'll get a garden party going as well. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I did a video around my Eid celebrations last year, but that was about I think that was the other Eid that we have. This Eid that we're going to have at the end of Ramadan is called Eid al-Fitr, and it's basically a festival of the opening of the fast, on which it's just a really nice day where all the kids will get their presents, all the kids will get some Eid-y little monies, and we'll all have a nice feast. And normally I cook as well. So last year I did a roast lamb. This year I don't know what we're going to do yet, but We'll decide. Let me get these in, and you can join us for iftari, and you can join us for sehri today. I'll show you what they're like. إلهكم إله واحد لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم. So the month of Ramadan was the month in which the Quran was revealed, and for that reason we try and read as much Quran as possible. We're trying to build our relationship with the Quran. So he's taking the mickey out of me, shaking my hands, aren't you? Yeah. So you can see.
Abu Hurairah relates that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "My ummah were given 5 things for Ramadan, which were not given to anyone except them."
Every day, just before iftari time, we're reading stories about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, and reading stories about some of the benefits of fasting. And this is what we're looking just before we're ready to eat. And this is what we've got spread out for us today. We've got pizza, we've got samosas, we've got kebabs, we've got roast chicken, we've got salad. You saw me pick the salad, there we go. Kisuri is, I'll explain what that is another time. We've got watermelon, mangoes, dates to open our fast, chickpeas, and we're almost out of time, so I'm going to call it, I'm going to stop here for now. So we're out of time. It's time to open our fast. Zaki's already tucking in without waiting for the time, so stop. We've got to get to open our fast.